I am ScarfaceNico, and I am going to run Super Mario Bros. 3 on the NES for you. And I am going to run 100%, so we're going to play all the levels. And yeah, let's begin. So the time will start when I press start here, which will be in 3, 2, 1, go! So Mario 3, I think a lot of people already know it. At least everyone knows what Mario is. Okay, so one thing that's very important in Mario 3 is your P speed, which will make you run a lot faster. And you have the P meter at the bottom, which is those 6 arrows, and then the flashing P icon. And in a lot of levels, it's very important to do specific things to build P speed. I messed it up there. There's a way you can build P speed in this level at the start, but you need to do specific jumps. And there are a lot of levels in this game where you have specific ways of doing the start so you can get P speed right away. Because usually the best place to get it is at the beginning of a level, and if you keep it for the rest of the level, it's it's a lot faster. So here we have 1-3. We do a very short jump, and then we this. So I was supposed to do to jump in such a way that I would hit the hammer bro from the side, and that would give me a bigger jump. He walked back, so that one has a different pattern. I sort of messed up the reaction to it. Sometimes he walks forward, sometimes he walks backwards. But I had to jump a little bit later, but I missed it. So here we have our first auto-scroll of the game. This game has quite a few, actually. At the end of every world, there's one which is the airship. But sometimes, some levels can be an auto-scroller as well. So yeah, there's not much I can do here. I can try to explain a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to play every level because it's 100%. There are also... I'm forgetting to pick up stuff because I'm talking. That's very good. So I'm supposed to have a leaf here, but we can get one. There's a backup one in the next level we can get. Small mistakes. So we are playing every level, but we're not playing all the bonus games in this game. So you have the spade games, where you can get a bonus life, and you have the mushroom houses, where you can get a bonus item. We will not be doing those because you can't reach all of them. The game does not give you enough items to reach everything, so we only have to play all the stages. So the spade card game you see there, we don't play that one. So specific jumps here to get P speed. Do a small jump over there. If you bonk the ceiling, you will go down too fast and you will hit the orb and take damage. And it's very important not to take damage here because you really want this leaf to go up here and get the whistle. There's the other way to finish the level, which is to fight the boom at the end, but that's a lot slower. So after every level, the hammer bro moves. You've probably seen it a couple times already. Hammer bros on the map, you have them in world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But not 7 and 8. They always move at least one tile, unless when they're asleep. But sometimes they move more. So for example, when they cross a level, they move 2 tiles instead of 1. So there he moved once, which is what you usually want for them to do. Because every movement they do is about half a second. So every extra movement loses you half a second. Which over the course of a run really adds up. Because we have... about 90 levels to play. I don't know exactly the number of levels in this game, but we have about 90 to play, so there's a lot of movements you can get. So over there, you could have also moved to the right to the castle, which then he would be forced to move back to the left, so that would have been like a movement of 2. But we got a good movement, and what you also saw was that I got a fire flower there. Some worlds have a special tile for the hammer bro to be on, and if he's there, you can get a fire flower leaf in it. So yeah, it was good RNG at the end. So here we have the second auto-scroller, the airship for the end of World 1. This would be a good time for messages if there are any.
Absolutely. We have a couple of donations just been sent through. First one is from Stephanie saying, "Let's go, Baldy, mess it up." And then we have another donation from Yatokame9 saying, "Mess it up, Nico, Scar525 shiny bald."
Scarfa25 shiny bald is one of my emotes.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Basically my bald head.
Do we need a couple more? This is
yeah, we can do one more.
Well. Yeah, so let me read AOC promo. So we want to give a huge shout out to AOC for generously providing us with their top-notch gaming monitors for our event. These amazing gaming displays feature 144 Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, low input lag, and 6 gaming modes, ensuring our gamers have the smoothest performance possible. Thank you, AOC, for supporting our event.
Okay. So we beat the first boss we have. So every world ends with a Koopaling fight. What you usually want to do is try and go for a fire kill, which is 3 seconds faster than stomping. But I entered the pipe 1 frame too early, which can sometimes happen if you stay close to the screen. And then he jumps at the start and you can't fire kill. Unlucky. So here we get a letter from the princess with an item. She gave us a P-Wing, which we can use later on. So here we have World 2, Sand or Des... Oh, I lost my P-Speed there. I think I jumped a little bit too late. Well, it's fine. The next Fire Flower is on the airship at the end of this world. So we won't have Fire Flower at all during this world, which is it's not the worst because there's only 1 level where you really need it. So we'll only lose time there. But yes, the desert land, desert themed. This world is mostly well known for the sun, the angry sun, and we'll see him soon in one of the later levels. For now, we have this level, and I grabbed the leaf as a backup here since we don't have fire, so I can do an easier P-Speed strat at the next level where I can damage boost. So one more thing is. Okay, we got a movement of 2 there. One more thing is at the end of every level, every normal stage, you get a card, and what you want to prevent is to get 3 of the same. Because if you get 3 of the same, you will the game will play an animation, and you get bonus lives, but the animation always loses time. So if you just run at full speed, you always get a star. So at the end of the level, usually for the second card, you want to do a small turn back to get a mushroom instead. If you get a flower, your turn back was too big. So this is where we would have saved time with the fire flower, because here as well, killing in boom boom with fire is 3 seconds faster than stomping in. So now we enter 2-3. 2-3, we want to go for a strat, which is the green rocket. And we're going to grab this green shell over here. And make sure we keep our P-Speed. Oh, we lost it, but we kept the speed. We kept the speed. So there's... Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. So the thing with the shell is normally it has a set speed, but if you throw it with P-Speed, they will travel faster, so we'll destroy those blocks faster as well. But we accidentally took damage, so we have to get a mushroom somewhere. But on this level has the sun and not much else. And a couple tornadoes, so you want to make sure that you don't jump too late there, or else you get stuck in a tornado, which is not a good time for Mario. And whenever you are next to a slope, like a downhill slope, you always want to try and stay as long as you can on top of him, because you move like slightly faster. A couple frames, but every frame is good if it's free. Okay, thank you for the movement of 2 there, bro. So we're gonna just go for a backup, which isn't the fastest one, but we want a mushroom, just play it safe. And we got P-Speed here, and then we lose it, the mushroom again. Okay, going well so far. Do a quick turn back, get the mushroom. Basically almost every level has a mushroom, but some levels it's kind of slow to get one. You're getting one in the pyramid over here, which is it's a bit slower. Normally you would get this shell after you jump on it, but we'll go for the mushroom here, get this shell instead. Do a small turn back, and then continue. There you want to, as soon as you let go of the shell, you want to do a quick duck input and then a jump to go underneath the block. If you duck too late, that happens. And you usually don't see that you're ducking because you're still in the animation of throwing the shell, which can make it look a little bit weird. That bro could only go one way. That's another thing for the bros that can never cross completed levels. So that can sometimes make him a little bit more predictable. Or if there are levels completed on both sides of the hammer bro, it cannot move at all. So here we have another one. We're going to use a star to kill this one. Oops. Jumped over me. So we have to kill that hammer bro to get the... Oh, because it's 100%. Okay. Lost our P-speed right away. Whoa, okay. Threw a boomerang just as I was about to jump over. Let's not do it again. Oh, okay, that was very close. But we should be fine here. So here we buffer our movement on the world map, so we always get a predictable pattern for the coupling. Because that's another thing, which isn't very important for the first one. But all the couplings, they basically run on the global timer that starts when you when you exit the last level you played. So the way you move on the map, mistakes you make on the map, or mistakes you make in this auto scroller, like taking damage, which pauses the game for a brief moment, they will affect the pattern you get for the bosses. So I'm going to have to grab a fire flower here, which will also freeze the game for about half a second. So I know what kind of pattern I'm going to get, but it's going to be faster than the one you actually want. But yeah, auto scroller. So any more donations?
We do. We have 2 donations. A €25 donation from Budsy RNG saying, "Someone get this man a chicken nugget sub. LMAO, good luck, Nico." And then we have another €20 donation from Bagler saying, "Good luck, Nico. Massive windmill, Ollie boy, you gamer."
Massive windmill, Ollie boy, yeah. Bagler really loves the Dutch. Everything that's Dutch. So that's the fire kill for that boss. Yeah, and about the chicken nugget sub, I had a rant one day about putting chicken nuggets on a sub sandwich. That's apparently some people do at Subway. It's a disgrace. That's all I'm gonna say. You should be ashamed if you put chicken nuggets on a sub sandwich, just as you should be ashamed if you put pineapple on a pizza. I have strong opinions when it comes to food. So here we have the next world, World 3. It's the water world, and there we got a frame perfect jump. So if you start the level mid-air, which happens sometimes, like in this one, you have 1 frame that you can jump. It saves like 10 frames, I think, if you do it. Not a lot, but still nice. So the next level we get is 3-2, and that one has a pretty tricky P-speed strat at the start where you want to hold left and wait for the platform to be in the right position before you go right again. Like this. And then we want to make sure we don't jump too high or too low, because else we hit the fish. The fish have weird hitboxes when they jump, the cheeps. Well, most enemies that jump actually do, because when they jump, they accelerate, and their hitbox just kind of lags behind for some reasons. And sometimes you take damage while you still jump on them. It's a very fun game mechanic. So this level moves up and down. which if you mess anything up, it's going to make a lot of things awkward. And in this world as well, the hammer bros can be quite difficult with their movements, because sometimes one of them can run away and it will lose you a lot of time. And this level has a frame perfect trick. We're not going to do it, because it loses quite a bit of time if you go for it, you mess it up. But there's a door you can enter, which is right above absolutely nothing. But you have 1 frame to re-enter that door, which is a frame perfect trick, which is usually something people go for if they've made too many mistakes and they want to save the run. Okay, so here we have bro battles. World 3 has a unique thing as well for bro battles with water. And you want to prevent the bros to be on the water, but you can't really do much about it because it's basically RNG. But when they're on water, they fall down slower. So the bro fight is a little bit slower than normally. So here we use the P-Wing. Oh, and we rub a block. We use a P-Wing for this level because it's the only way to get on top of the level without wall jumping. And it's way faster to take the top route than to swim underneath. Okay, decent RNG here from the bros. And here we are going to damage boost at the start to get P-Speed. We're going to get rid of the P-Wing, the raccoon suit actually, because it's slower. Because we haven't used it at all during the run so far, except for 1 level. The thing is, when you fly, your speed basically goes down to half of what it would be when you run with P-Speed. And it's even slower than just normal running. So that's why we only use the P-Wing or the Leaf for levels where you really need it to fly somewhere. Otherwise, it's always Fire Flower or just Big Mario. Sometimes Small Mario as well, if you want to fit in small spaces. So, auto-scroller again. This would have been skipped if you played Warpless, but people really wanted to see this. So, any more donations?
Sure. I just want to say check out more on-site speedrunning events from all our partners. UKSG Blue 2024 in Glasgow, Scotland on October 12th to the 13th, and NSG Full 2024 in Genderum, Gijerdrum. I think I said that correctly. Probably not. Norway from September 20 to 2022. September 20th to the 22nd. If you're looking for more speedrunning content, please go check them out.
So that was an auto-scroller with one thing at the end that's actually kind of scary, because you saw the pipe and how close the jump was as well. There's a spinner above that pipe, which makes the ending really bad of the auto-scroller, because if the spinner starts spinning and it hits you, it can send you straight down into the pit and you die. And if that happens, you lose 1.5 minutes. So here we get a fortress, which is kind of special because it's a water fortress. It's mostly on the water. The only one in the game. So no P-Speed strats here because you can't get P-Speed on the water. But we just try to swim very fast. It ends with a Boom Boom fight, not on the water, unfortunately. Maybe they couldn't code it, but I think a Boom Boom fight on the water would have been pretty cursed, actually. I'm kind of happy they didn't. There's not a Boom Boom fight on the water. So here we have the second level with the big fish. What is her name again? Big Bertha. If Big Bertha eats you, it's a one-hit kill. So you really want to prevent that. It's even worse when you play the Warpless category. Because the Warpless category, you usually cloud over 3-6, and if you die, you have to go back and pretty bad. So for those who don't know the different categories, Mario 3 has 4 main categories. Any percent no wrong warp, any percent warpless, and 100%, which is what I'm playing right now. Okay, we're gonna go for a strat called H jump, because we jump over an H, or basically blocks that look like an H. Okay, so to tell you a bit more about the different categories, so let's start with the fastest one, any percent. Any percent uses a wrong warp or an arbitrary code execution glitch to warp from 7-1 straight to the credits. It's the fastest run for it's the 3 minutes long. Then you have any percent no wrong warp. So as the name implies, you cannot go for the wrong warp. So you just finish the level as fast as you can. Mostly the intended way by using the warp whistles you get in World 1. Then you warp straight to World 8, you play that one. And then you have Warpless, 10% Warpless. Also, again, as the name implies, you play the game as fast as you can, skipping everything without using the warp whistle. So then you play all of the worlds, but you skip all the levels that you can't skip, by either moving in a specific way on the map or using clouds or hammers to skip levels as well. So there's still a bit left in his auto-scroller.
Yeah, so we have, I just want to let everyone know, we still have incentive open for the next couple of runs coming up. We still have the Pokemon Blue Ekans incentive where you can name the snake. The top name is currently Snake, so be sure to do that if you don't want Snake to win. And we still also have the Kingdom Hearts palette choice, which is currently in the lead, is Final Mix. But if you want to see the original palette, be sure to vote, donate to that.
Snake is what I always use to call my Ekans. So it's a pretty good name. There are quite a few Pokemon names where you get funny names if you just normal names if you turn them around.
I was always the sort of person that liked the original names and wouldn't rename any of the Pokemon.
I wouldn't rename most of them though.
Like renaming Pikachu just always felt wrong.
Yeah. Putting him in the PC though, that was always good. Yeah, I should have jumped a little bit bigger to keep my P-speed there, but it's only a very small time loss. So, World 4, Giant Land, and as the name implies, everything is big. We're gonna kill that big Koopa shell to despawn a Piranha Plant so we can get P-speed. And there we clipped into the pipe and we got what we call the upper decker. So you basically enter the pipe on only the top half. Those big hammer bros, when they jump, they can stun you. So you want to make sure that you're in the air when they get back on the ground. Okay. That level is that level has killed a lot of beginner runners. It's always one where I cannot really talk. Yeah, we're gonna use a star, if I remember my inventory correctly, for this one as a safety precaution. You don't need this, but if you make any mistakes, it's very easy to lose your fire flower like this. Okay, so the star was a good choice. Very hard level to do without mistakes, though. Normally, you would skip this in Warpless by breaking the rock on the map. So we have a Hammer Bro there who's going to run away, unfortunately, and he takes the longest route just to come back. So that's a move and a 4. It loses a bit of time, but at least he's not running all away. So I guess it's pretty good. Okay, here we're gonna time our jump out of the water here to land on this Lakitu, so we can get up top here and get P-speed. We're gonna do the same thing again, so we can keep our speed, because swimming is pretty slow. Okay, there I did the super swim. Okay, that was close. I did the super swim, and the super swim, when you run off a platform, which is only one tile underwater, and you duck at the end, you keep your speed instead of just immediately going back to swimming speed. So for RNG, the best thing would be for the bro to come to me. Yeah, I got lucky. Doesn't happen very often in this game. Okay, sometimes you can hear that sound on the map, which is what we call a bonk. If you mess up your inputs on the map, that happens, and when you do that, it means that you can't move again for a half a second. So that you want to prevent making any mistakes on the map. It can also happen when you try to move too fast. If you're moving and you do your next input on the map too early, you will get the bonk as well. Okay, so 4-4-2, important that we walk on the blocks a certain way so we can get P-speed. I jumped too big anyway, so going back was not worth it. It's easy to also, instead of so if you jump too high, you don't get P-speed. It's also easy to do the other thing and jump too low, and then you just die because you fall into lava. So you never want to take too many risks with that P-speed. So that's the end of World 4. We're gonna get the World 4 airship. Another auto-scroller as always. This one is, well, at least in the community, is well known for being really slow. It actually moves at half the speed the other auto-scrollers do. So this auto-scroller is 2 minutes long. A little bit over 2 minutes. When most of the other ones are 1.5 minute long, so...
This is now a great time for some messages.
Exactly.
So I just want to start out by saying thanks for all the amazing donations we've had this run already. And I just wanted to let you know, if you have donated, we have some awesome prizes up for grabs this year. With a donation of just €10, you'll be entered to win a range of great rewards. And if you donate €40 or more, you could even take home a premium low at Ray Mic, which is the one I'm using right now. Every donation helps support our charity Mind also. Some of the other prizes you can also win would be the Sonic Frontiers PS4 game for a minimum donation of €15. Display, which is a €20 donation. They do some awesome posters of all sorts of games. It's a really cool company that do some really cool artwork for posters. We also have some Mario puzzles. We have 3 of them to give away, and that's just €10. We have Tanuki Sunset game keys. We have 10 of those to give away, and that would just be a €10 donation. And then we also have an awesome Final Fantasy BSG poster that you might see pop up on the stream sometimes. And you can win that with a minimum donation of €10. And then also coming up tomorrow, we also have more incentives. If you want to watch Madagascar, there's an incentive to show off a shuffleboard mini game. It's currently at €20.69. So we need to hit €50 to show off that mini game, and that happens at the end of the run. And then the ones I mentioned before earlier with the Kingdom Hearts palette change, where we have either Final Mix or the original. From what I understand, Final Mix is a little bit more colourful, whereas the original is a little more scary looking and more dark. So whichever you prefer, be sure to donate to one of those to see what your favourite palette for that game.
I missed the fireball there, so that fight got a bit scarier than I would have liked to, but we didn't take damage. That's fine. Iggy can jump very high, and any high jump in this game can be a pretty big a scam. They can just jump through you. So we saved the king of Giant Land back to his old self again. Okay, we're going to use a music box at the start here to put the Hammer Bros to sleep. This, so when they're asleep, they won't move for 2 turns. But that's not the only thing. There's another reason why I use the music box at the start here, because it has a better chance, well, it has a bigger chance to give us good RNG. Will not always happen, but... So here, this level has 2 routes you can take. We're going to take the top one, because that one's faster and way easier. There's also a bottom one where you fall all the way down. You have to make your way through a gauntlet of Buster Beetles trying to throw blocks at you. Not fun. I'm going to kill this Hammer Bro first. And then we go down to level 541. Has stairs and some lava at the start. It's very easy to walk down the stairs and miss your input and you just instantly die. It's a very good way to start a level. I don't know what they were thinking at Nintendo. But, well... Especially since you want to have your fire flower for this. Be faster. And the next level we are playing is 5-3, and this is the level that has the boot that you can enter. We're not going to use it for the speedrun. It is slower, unfortunately. It's actually quite slow, but it is one of my... Whoa, okay. This is a little bit too close. It is one of my favorite power-ups in the game. Okay, there's a backup fire flower we're going to grab here. There is, talking about the boot, there is a task out there that uses a cheat code to always be in the boot. So there's a task that finishes the whole game in the boot. It's a very fun watch. If you're looking for another task to watch. So another thing is that the whole run I've been trying to manage my coins and score to prevent getting what's called a coin ship. So if you have a specific amount of coins and score, one of the Hammer Bros can change into a coin ship, and the coin ship is a very long ship full of coins, but it's also way slower. As a normal Hammer Bro fight usually takes about 10 seconds, a coin ship takes about a minute. So you want to prevent that from happening. And the way you can get one is if your coins, the number of the coins line up with the score. So for example, if you have, if your score ends on 10, your coins number is 11, you can get a coin ship. And if your score ends on 20 and your coins is 22, you get a coin ship. So the whole run I'm trying to make sure I don't have those numbers line up in such a way. But not every world can actually spawn a coin ship. Only the worlds with regular Hammer Bros. Okay. Oops. Nice jumps. Okay, I messed up the turn back before, so we gotta make sure to do a bigger one. Do not get 3 stars here. Okay, you can jump on that handrope pretty fast, but I don't want to take a risk and lose my mushroom power up as well. So we're just gonna take it safe. So a level that we would normally skip in Warpless, another auto scroller. This one has parabeetles. Nope, you don't see them very often in this game, but they're one of my favorite enemies just because of how cute they are. But another auto scroller means that maybe there's time for the host to say something.
There definitely is. Do you like skateboarding?
No, not really.
Do you like raccoons?
Yes.
Then you still might like this game. Then Tanuki Sunset is the game for you. Ride through offensive, ride pleasing courses while performing radical tricks. Will you master the way of the board? Check out Tanuki Sunset on Steam and Nintendo eShop. Plus, if you donate a minimum of €10, you'll be entered for a chance to win a Steam key. I also was, you said you don't like pineapple pizza.
Yes.
What about banana and pizza? I heard that's quite a big Norwegian thing.
That should be a crime.
We
honestly.
have it right here.
I was hoping my star would run out there so I can jump on the enemy, but it ran out like just a little bit later. But yeah, banana pizza. Yeah, I've heard a lot of Swedes talk about it, maybe Norwegians as well. But why? That's all I can say. Why would you ever put banana on pizza? Oops. Missed the pipe. Up pipes are the real final boss in this game. Because they're always a pain to enter. And for people who have played Mario Maker, they will also know that up pipes are a pain to enter. Oh, okay. I didn't get P speed, and I missed my jump. It was quite early in the level, so it's not the worst thing. There's a backup mushroom here, but I forgot how the strat goes, so I'm not gonna go for it. But we got a frame perfect jump out of the pipe there, so that makes up for everything we've lost. So unfortunately, we have no power-ups at the moment. There is one on the airship, but it's since we're small, it's only going to be a mushroom. So that means we cannot go for the fire kill. So we have to go for a good old stomp kill. And here we have our first vertical auto-scroller, I guess diagonal in this case. Very difficult level as a casual player. Because you have all those moving platforms, you don't really have a lot of time to react, and you have those fire snakes flying at you as well. No! Starting to mess it up. Everyone likes World 5. It's everyone's favorite world.
The auto scrollers are so fun, we wanted to see it again, so...
Yeah, they're so fun. So what I was supposed to do there, I was supposed to be either all the way on the right or left side of the platform when the fire snake started shooting the fireball. So then it won't be in the way, but I slightly messed up and then I kind of panicked. And if you make one mistake, it basically means that you can't make it anymore. So now we do it right and the fireball will be on the left. That's what I was supposed to do. That makes it very easy because then the fire snake will just fly into you and die. We got another frame perfect jump out of the pipe. So I guess there's a pattern here. If I die, we get a frame perfect jump. So right after an auto scroller, we get another one. So the thing about that block over there, you saw it change color to brown. If you hit it, as soon as it gets on screen, basically as soon as you can hit it, it will change the color to brown instead of just, or like a darker brown instead of a light brownish color. If you're a frame late, it will change to gray. And it has to do with the way the game loads in the colors for everything. It's kind of hard to explain exactly how it works, so I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be in here, but we'll manage. Okay.
I remember seeing a lot of Tazers of this game, and they have a lot of fun on these auto scrollers with all the wonky movement you can do.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with a lot of frame perfect inputs. The Taz is really good to watch. Especially in well, the first auto scroller in the game, 1-4, it has a lot of fun with the flying mechanics and the shell and everything. Doing weird stuff. So we saved the King of World 5, Sky World. The next world is going to be World 6, which is Ice World, and as the name well basically implies, it's going to be full of ice physics, and everyone loves ice physics. So there's a fire flower here that we're gonna get. Those enemies with the balls, they're called Patuis. They're on a global timer. So anytime you do anything different, they will move in unpredictable ways. So we're just gonna kill all of them to prevent getting hit by one of the balls. Okay, we got a very long Hammer movement right at the start. That's good. So we waited for, well, I guess at least 4 seconds instead of 1. And yeah, if you think you haven't had enough of all the auto scrollers yet, here's another one.
With the Hammer Bro movements on the main map, am I right in thinking that they're not pure RNG and they can actually be manipulated if you're like accuracy of a Taz?
Yes, they can be manipulated, yeah. RNG is never real RNG on the NES. Well, they couldn't really code real RNG. RNG is basically tied to frames, so every frame has a specific way for Hammer Bros to move. So a Taz can definitely manipulate it. There's actually, for one of the categories, for any percent Warpless, there is a Hammer Bro manipulation that the top runners are doing. To make sure a Hammer Bro in World 2 that gives you a hammer item, that one moves to you early, which will make it so that you can, if it moves you early, you can break a block in World 2, and you can then skip 3 levels, which saves about 30 to 40 seconds. So that's a manipulation people have been going for already. So they play the first, well, the first world is pretty normal. You want to be a little bit slower, but World 2, you have specific frame windows, and when you wanna, I clipped into the block there. You have specific frame windows when you want to. Okay, I'm going for P-Speed. This is okay, kind of scary. We abort the P-Speed strat and we just go for the normal. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, there is a manipulation, but you have to play the first 3 levels of World 2 in a specific way. So you have like a couple 2, 3, 4 frame windows when you need to get the end card at the end of the first 3 levels. And if you do everything correctly, the Hammer Bros will switch and you will get the hammer early. It's a good thing we have the manipulation as well. It is a little bit controversial because a lot of people don't like it, but as of now the majority does. But the old way to do the manipulation was just to go to World 2, play up till the 3rd level, which is the 4th, and then if you don't get lucky, you reset. So with the manipulation, it's still quite reset heavy, but it's a lot better. So what happened before when we had the long movement? Those bros probably got together, and when they're on the same tile, they have to keep moving until they go in separate ways, which can only be when there's a tile when they can go where they can go into 3 directions or 4 instead of just 2. Very scary level. It's a 100% only level as well. We're slow, so if I kept going there, the fish would have hit me. What happens very often to people there is they die and then they scream, "I love Hundo." And then they reset. So here we are going to use another P-Wing because the ending for this level is up high and you need to fly to get there. And we're going to go for a sprite overload to despawn one of the nippers up here, and we got it. So you want to break the blocks, but you also want to run down the slope that I just did, and make sure you do the stuff before as well. I killed specific enemies and I walked off the slope, and that made it so that the game had too many sprites on screen when you loaded the nippers, so it automatically despawns one. And you can get in there and break the blocks with the tail. Otherwise, you would need a shell that you can from the Koopa that you can grab down there, but it's a lot slower. So that's the last hammer bro in the game, so now we no longer have to worry about coin chips, which is always nice. But as soon as that happens, we get another auto-scroller. This game really loved... they really love making auto-scrollers for this game. But I guess for the time when this game was made, auto-scrollers were still like pretty new technology. At the time, this was pretty amazing, but now, and especially as a speedrunner, they're pretty horrible. So, yeah, if we have any more donations, this would be, again, a good time.
We do. We got 10 euros from Louis saying it's an emote. I'll try my best to say which emote it is. Scarface25, Frosty Goodness.
Scarface25, Frosty Goodness, yeah, because World 6 is my favorite world. Which is not what a lot of people would say. Most people hate World 6. I love World 6. So I call it Frosty Goodness. So we lost our leaf accidentally, so we're gonna grab the backup one here because flying is fast. This is one of those levels where flying is faster. Otherwise, I have to take the top route full of full of thwomps. I jumped a little bit too big there, and I almost fell right into the one tile gap. I got lucky and I hit the corner, which also killed my momentum. If I was one more pixel to the left, I would have died. So here we have a lot of lag, unfortunately. Also, a thing on NES is lag. It's not too bad in Mario 3, but there are quite a few games where it can be pretty bad. And the next level, 6-9, is one where we are also going to use a P-Wing to fly over. There is another way to play this, which would be to wall jump up here, but since we have more than enough P-Wings, we don't need to go for that. But it is a strat in the Warpless category. So we're gonna fly and try and grab a fire flower here without losing P-speed. And then we're gonna do this, get underneath here. It's a hard level to maintain your P-speed in. I almost did it. I actually messed up the part that you shouldn't really ever mess up. I got the hard part and then I messed up the easy part. Classic mistake. Ice physics as well make it also harder to get the right end cards. Very fun. We have 2 stars now. The next level we get one is 7-1, which because of the way how it ends, and you will see soon enough, we usually get a flower there, so we should be fine. And here we wait for the background to move down because there's a door that we otherwise can't reach. And I want to make sure you face the boos, otherwise they will go after you. Sometimes you have a brain fart and you have fire flower, but you still go for a stomp kill. Which is what just happened. Okay, World 6. So I got a jump there. It's kind of a swag thing. Every time you enter the castle, you have 1 or 2 frames to jump at the start. And yeah, auto scroller again. What a surprise. So if we have more donations,
we do. We have a special donation from Tazbot themselves. The donation is saying, I heard you guys talking about my favorite pastime, but did you also know we actually have one, and if we meet the milestone, even 2 Tazes on the schedule? I'm hoping we can crush that milestone and I get to show off even more crazy tricks and strats. You definitely don't want to miss Tazbot do some games. It's actually insane what can be pulled off when Tazbot gets involved. So be sure to donate for those milestones if we can get to see an extra Taz this event, which would be great. So are these prison ships? So it's sort of like a main gimmick of each world to get to like a castle.
Yeah, each ship has a coupoling, which in this game they are the sons of Bowser. He has 7 sons or daughters, and they each have their own ship at the end of the world. So basically, he just sends all his kids to take over a world. So and here we are going to set up our sub-pixels for the next level, because in 7-1 we want to do a clip. So we were trying to do very light taps so that we move by sub-pixels instead of pixels. So for those who don't know what sub-pixels are basically very tiny pixels within a pixel. Every pixel that you can actually see on screen has 16 sub-pixels. And those sub-pixels, you cannot see them. But it is a value that is in the game. I want a specific one to be able to clip, but I did not get the manip that I wanted. So I am going to try something else. I'm going to try to go for a duck clip. And I got a first try, okay. So for the clips, there are 2 different clips you can do. You can do a standing clip for which you need high sub-pixels, or you can do a duck clip for which you need low sub-pixels. But since I messed up the manipulation, I had no idea to know for sure which sub-pixel I had, so I'm glad it worked out. Okay, one of the harder strats in the game, Fast 7-2. Very specific way to get P-speed there. It relies on taking damage there as well at the start, the first piranha plant, because the game won't remove your P-speed arrows when you take damage, and it just instantly gives you a new one when you can go again. But then you still have very specific jumps you want to do. And actually for that strat, I only look at the P meter. I don't even look at the rest of the screen, because that's all you need to know. You jump when you have 3. Oh, I got very close to dying there. I have no idea how I didn't die. But sometimes in this game you have strats where you just use your P meter as a visual cue. So you just look at your P meter. Okay, I've built up 3 arrows. Time to jump. I've built 6. Time to jump again. Here we are going to clip again, and we need the P-wing and the star for this. P-wing because it's fast to fly through the level, and we got the clip here as well. Saves 7 to 8 seconds. The good thing about clips is that they're not only sub-pixel dependent, but you also need to jump on the right frame. Luckily, that's the last clip that we are going to do. There is another one that exists in 7-7, but it's very, very hard to execute. We could probably do a couple attempts for it, but not too many. So World 7 also has auto-scrollers. This has one underwater. And it also has all these fish that spawn, and they are basically random in where they spawn. Which usually is not too big of a problem, but sometimes they can spawn in such a way that you basically have nowhere to go. And you also have the bloopers. Please get out of my way. They move left or right randomly. And they can actually follow you all the way in here, which is absolutely not what you want. So they only start moving once they're at the same height of you. There are 2 more that spawn here. Another downside to those bloopers is, okay, just, please just go towards me immediately. Yes. Okay. I love the bloopers. They can cause a lot of lag, especially when they do this. You get too many sprites on screen when they spawn the mini bloopers. At least we didn't have both bloopers on screen at the same time spawning those, because that the game basically becomes a slideshow. I despawned an enemy here, the Big Bertha, somehow. That's not something I've seen before. So next up is going to be a stage that is unique to World 7. It's the Piranha Plant stage. They kind of work the same as the Hammer Bros, in that they give you an item at the end and they're pretty short. Okay, good thing that those nippers did not have a hitbox yet. So yeah, you enter. It's a very short level. You enter a pipe at the end, and there's a chest with an item. They're basically this world's Hammer Bros. They even function similarly in that the game wastes a half a second after every level to decide what they're gonna do with them, but they can't move. So. Couldn't find my P-Wings for a second. This level, yeah, we use P-Wing, and this is why, because it's very easy to fly over. Otherwise, you either have to do a clip or play the level normally, but flying over it is just easy. Getting the clip first try is just as fast, but why even take the risk? Okay, this is another level with those Patuis we've seen before in World 6. The piranha plants with the balls. So here we want to make sure we don't mess up too much, so that we get a good pattern at the end. That's not a good pattern. So now we pray that you don't shoot. Okay, that nipper can shoot. So this is the other level with the clip I mentioned. I'm going to do a few attempts. See if I can get it. Do one more. That looked pretty good, but I didn't get it. So there you can also do a floor clip into the pipe. If you get it, it saves 17 seconds. Which is, it's pretty significant, but it's so hard to execute that it's only really viable for top level runs. But the rest of the level is kind of boring. You just grab stars and you run. It's just as creative as the average Mario Maker level. So here we're going to use another P-Wing because it's faster. Otherwise, you have to basically go through a maze-like level to get up here, but we can just fly way easier. The rest is still sort of like the maze-like level, but you basically skip the first part using the P-Wing. So we're going to try and go for a clip. We got it. That's nice. Saves a good amount of time. It's a very annoying clip to do because there's a gap that you want to... There's a gap right where you want to jump, so you want to jump either right before or right after it, but it's very easy to press A when you're above the gap and then you just won't jump. Oh, okay, we're keeping our P speed somehow, but we lost the fire flower. Fire flower would have been useful for the boom boom, but probably it's one of the hardest, maybe the hardest level in World 7. Do we still have a star? We do. Normally you'd use the fire flower to kill all the piranha plants. But we don't have fire flower anymore, so we're going to use the star. And that is World 7. Pipe Maze World. Only one more level to go in this, which is the airship as always. Also a long one, not because it's slower like World 4. This one is just long. They decided to make a very long airship at the end. Also about 2 minutes long.
Would you like a few messages to be read?
Yes.
Perfect. I just want to remind everyone that every donation goes to the charity Mind, and we're raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues. Mind strives to provide support to individuals and families facing mental health challenges. All of your donations will go to Mind. We also have some amazing PCs here that help the runners practice and run their games on. So big shout out to Gigabyte, who generously provided us with gaming PCs equipped with an RTX 3080 graphics card for our event. This machine is sure to give our guests the perfect setup to practice their games. Thank you, Gigabyte, for supporting our event.
Or such a PC would be great for just recording runs.
Absolutely, and streaming if you want to do any of that, be sure to check Gigabyte out. They have some amazing graphics cards and you can pretty much run any game you could think of. So is this the longest one in the game?
Yes. The longest one. It's a little bit over 2 minutes long, just as World 4. They're about the same length, but there's like the same, like the time-wise is about as long, but this one is actually the longest one if you would remove the auto-scrolling.
And is there any way to speed these up, or is it just a pure auto-scroller?
Pure auto-scroller, no way to speed them up. Not even the TAS. I don't even think the TAS has found a way to do it. But yeah, if anyone ever finds a way to speed them up or to remove the auto-scroller using a glitch, it would be very much welcome, because it would save a lot of time. It could also very well break every category, which might not be very good if it's hard to execute. So World 8 has a lot of auto-scrollers too, so we just had one. We immediately get 2 more. This is pretty much why I don't really like the category any % no wrong warp. Since you just warp to World 8, you get immediately these 2 auto-scrollers. And the auto-scrollers take up basically half the run. That's why the longer categories are better. But the shorter ones are... I think the shorter categories do have more runners on the board. So we're basically in Bowser's world, Darkland. We have all these, well, we have the tank, the 2 tanks, the Navy, and the Air Force. So Bowser is basically throwing his whole army at us. But we know what we're doing, so we can just hug the left side, or the right side, I mean, of the screen for most of it. Feel those rocky wrenches when they spawn. So there are 2 different types of rocky wrenches. You have the brown ones. Those respawn, but you also have the red ones, and they don't. They don't respawn at all. So for the next tank, we're going to go for a D-lag strat. So we throw that one to the left. We use the bombs to kill the other bomb. If you have too many on screen, the game will lag. There will still be a little bit of lag, but way less than you'd usually get. And you also saw one risk when it comes to jumping on the rocky wrenches, and that's when you jump on them at the same time when they throw a wrench, you will take damage. There's a backup flower we can get in a Navy. It's not an easy one to grab, so I don't really like that I have to go for it, but we'll try. Oh, I didn't get it. You can duck jump into that corner, but slightly too late, and then the screen just pushes you out. So this is the Navy. As you can see, it's a bunch of ships in interesting looking water. I don't often see water that looks like this. You wouldn't probably have a good time swimming in it.
I feel like this level would have been perfect for some bullet bills. They're surprisingly missing from a cannon level, directly about cannons.
Yeah, that's true. There are no bullet bills in this auto-scroll in the last one. So after this auto-scroller, we're going to get 3 stages known as the hand stages. They're pretty infamous in Warpless because they can kill a run. Because it's RNG if you have to play them. Every time you cross a hand stage, there's a 50% chance that the hand will grab you and pull you into the level. And in Warpless, getting grabbed means about a 20-second time loss. There's a 1 in 8 chance you get none of it. In Hundo, it's still sort of good to get no hands, so that's what I mean, the hand animation. You get grabbed and pulled into the level. In Hundo, in 100%, every time you get grabbed, you lose about 1.5 seconds. So the difference between getting no hands and getting all hands is 4.5 seconds. There we go, grabbed again. Up pipes are hard. Every hand state gives you a leaf at the end. But in Speedrun, not very useful unless if you've made a mistake. And we got all 3 hands, so we've been very lucky. We got the unlucky 1 in 8 chance. So here we have a flower, but the cheaps are being very cheap.
Do you not get double upgrades in this game where if you're small Mario but then get a flower, it doesn't give you flower still?
Nope, not in this game. Old games do not like to be fair. So here we have another auto-scroller. This is the Air Force. One thing that's interesting about this one is that it moves at a faster speed than all the others, which makes it a bit challenging, especially if you're new to the game. It can be very challenging to make it through, especially when you have all those rocky wrenches throwing the wrenches at you and you have the fire that you have to avoid as well. The physics, the movement feels a little bit different because of the fast auto-scrolling. due to, well, probably limitations of coding old games. But we want to try and kill all of those so they don't throw wrenches to the right, which will then follow us and damage us. Normally you would have Fire Flower or a Hammer Suit, but the Fire Flower would make it very easy to kill all of them. Orb. Interesting double bonk on the map there. Okay, here we are going to find our star. And you always want to be careful with the menuing. If you mess up and you accidentally use a whistle, the run is over. Okay. A very, very tight one tile gap that you want to duck through, but we ducked a little bit too late and then you just stop. Okay, here I am going to use a leaf, so those leaves are useful as a backup if you do mess up somewhere. I accidentally hit the edge, so I lost all my momentum. Here we're gonna damage boost and jump onto this note block and hope the sun won't swoop down and hit us in the meantime. I rub those blocks to make sure that the orb is in a different spot and I don't get hit by it. So we get our backup flower there. Another small H, and sometimes you can enter that when you duck, sometimes you can't. Let's see if we got P-speed here. We do. If you don't get it, but you still jump as if you do, you're dead. So you want to make sure you react properly and not do all the things I just did as well. Because then you take damage and you lose time. There's a pretty tight window for the P switch. If you make any mistake, you won't go through. So that's a fun glitch that you can go, like a fun clip you can go for if you messed up and you had to use the other P switch. You can just re-enter the room, and then if you're or if you're on the rightmost pixel, you will just enter the wall and then get pushed forward. So it's a free clip basically. So 2 more levels to go. Of course, the last normal level is an auto-scroller. Because why wouldn't it be? They really loved using auto-scrollers in World 8. So it's, yeah, 3 normal levels, 3 hand stages, and 4 auto-scrollers.
Would you like me to read something out?
Yeah, would be a perfect moment.
Perfect. BSG is happy to welcome Lewitt as our premium microphone sponsor. With a focus on your needs and the help of modern and precise manufacturing techniques, Lewitt creates audio gear that makes you sound exceptional, whether you're a recording artist, content producer, or streamer. If you want to upgrade your stream to the next level or need an edge in the studio or live on stage, check out the extensive Lewitt library of award-winning products to find the right microphone for your budget and needs. And also, if you do donate 40 euros or more, you will also be into the prize draw to win this microphone that I'm speaking from right now. So be sure to donate at least 40 euros to be into a chance to win that.
Okay, so final level, Bowser's Castle. We're finally going to meet him and get rid of him for ever, hopefully. Maybe it will come back, I don't know. So here we have a 1-up clip. It's pretty easy to do. It's basically a free clip that you can go for in this. Ooh, okay, you're supposed to do a small turn back to keep your P speed. But this is fine. Just do it without P speed. And we have Bowser. and I immediately jumped into him, so I can't kill him with the fireballs. It's a bit of a time loss, but yeah, we'll kill him the way Miyamoto intended by waiting here. And as you can see, he doesn't really have a lower hitbox. So we can just duck here and hope we don't get hit by some of the low fireballs he can use. But yeah, we just let him jump until he destroys the ground and falls into the pit. Oh, he does have a high hitbox though, so if you don't duck, he will still hit you. So he jumps the final jump, and that's it. Bowser is gone. So you get a bit of a fanfare, a couple seconds more, and the timer ends when I enter the door. Which is now. So that was 100% Mario 3. I hope you all enjoyed it. I finished just under estimate of 1 hour and 16 minutes. So yeah, 22 seconds. Feels good. Thank you. I want to thank BSG for letting me run this game at their event. And I also want to shout out the Mario 3 community, a very helpful community in helping me learn the game. Also a very fun community to be around with. They like to organize tournaments and weekly races. So yeah, shout outs to them. Very good community. And that's it from me.
Awesome. Thanks for that amazing run. That's me done for today. However, we do have more runs coming up. Next up, we do have Pokemon Blue. I believe the incentive for naming the Pokemon, let me double check the names. Ekans is still available. Currently, Snake is still in the lead. If you want to snipe that last second, you can do with a donation. But until then, I'll go to intermission, and next up will be Pokemon Blue.